Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. And we are here for round 4 of the VGT Season 5, the Vision GT Series. And we are at Blue Moon Bay Speedway on the proper oval. None of this infield muckery. We're going all out on the tricycle. And the tri-oval, whatever they like to call it. So the VGT season, using those prototype cars, the out there imaginary cars that the designers would love to make, but they just aren't functional. And we are into the 5th season, and this season it should have been sponsored by Hot Wheels, because we're using the Peugeot Group 1 Vision car, and by or I think it looks like a Hot Wheels car. They should have painted it. I've got a green and black one, I think, somewhere, just like it. So they'll have 10 minutes of qualifying around the tri-oval, and then they'll move on to a sprint race, and then following that for 15 laps, and following that a feature race for 38 laps. And that's everything you need to know, I think. Oh, yeah, there's rules. So 10 minutes of qualifying. They've got to qualify on the tyre they start the race on. And the sprint race will be 30 miles plus completed lap, but we've already said it's 15 laps. And they get the choice of racing soft, racing medium, unless it's wet, and it's intermediate and wet. And so whatever tyre they choose, they've got to qualify on. So say if they use racing softs in the first race, that will be what they qualify on. And then in the feature race, also a free choice of racing soft, racing medium, intermediate and wet. But tyre used in the sprint race is not permitted in the feature race, and they have to use a mandatory tyre of a racing hard. Yep, that's all the rules. That's all you need to do. Shall we have a look at how they qualified here at Blue Moon Bay? Hey, how early do you guys get up? Skyjacker in the chat saying, hi. Ho. It's off to work we go. It's actually wrong, isn't it? It's the song you sing on the way home to work. Not on the way home from work. Don't get me started. So, Blue Moon Bay Speedway, round 4 of Season 5's Vision GT. Oh, I haven't even told you the table. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Quick look at the table. That's it, I swear. Quick one, because he went to the bother of sending it to me. So it seems only fair. So after 3 rounds, the table looks like this. Skyjacker is at the top of the table on 92 points. Homesick Alien in second on 90 points. Then Miyumi is third on 89 points. So it's close, isn't it? 3 points across the top 3 with this round and 2 others to go. Ensign Ewer is fourth on 75 points. Joker's fifth on 68 points. Then we have Pat in 6th on 64 points. 7th for Bazza on 43 points, but he doesn't stand to drop any points when they do drop us around. Liam Anfield on 26 points, and MK3 is 9th on 21 points. I think it's Madasinski or something, but without it written down in front of me, I dare not say it. Right then, qualified 10 minutes round Blue Moon Bay Speedway. You know, it's just who got the best toe, best line on the day. And let's have a look. On pole then, we have the sexiest car on the grid. It's only bloody Bazza. Well done, Baz, getting that pole position. I've got to say, nice rims, mate. Liam Anfield got second on the grid. Then third is the championship leader, Skyjacker. Fourth being Homesick Alien in the Valvoline Peugeot prototype. Fifth is Big Dan Ensign Ewer in the Rich Energy Vision Peugeot. Then I think it's MK3 over there in 7th, 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th. And Jokus in 7th spot. That's the grid. Now 15 laps around Blue Moon Bay Speedway. It's going to be intense. Let's get it on. Madalinsky. I said Madalinsky, didn't I? See? I know what I'm doing. So they're waiting for the red lights to go out here in America. And we're off to the races. Bazza holds his ground. And we had a wiggle there at the back from Big Dan, maybe. He lost a position there to Madalinsky. And the Baz is away and at the races with Liam Anfield just behind. He got a little swing on there, did Liam. Homesick Aliens jumped Skyjacker off of the line. And Skyjacker's picked up damage early on from the wall. Big Dan, ooh, we didn't look at their tyres. He's on the racing mediums. Madalinsky is also on the racing mediums. He's hit a wall. Jokers has started on the mediums. The Baz is on the mediums. Softs for Liam Anfield. Homesick's on the mediums and Skyjacker. So yeah, that's all of them. Bar Liam Anfield have opted for a medium tyre in this. And wow, look at that. Liam Anfield already in the tow zone. And he's gone for the lead. And that's it with those soft tyres. Can he pull away from the field? Bazza looked like he was struggling out of the final first corner. Sorry. But now it's Baz that's getting that tow from Liam Anfield. And Homesick Alien is right in the mix as well. Oof, let's sit on the bumper cam. It's a bit too much inside the car, isn't it? So, Skyjacker, there's a bit of a gap. Ooh, a little bump there from Homesick on the Baz. Help him along a bit. And they're trying to pull away from the group behind, but Baz has gone and touched the wall. It hasn't seemed to have affected him too badly as Homesick Alien closes in for another bump draft. And there you go, Baz. And Baz goes for the move past Liam. Homesick Alien keeps hold of the toe and sticks with the... Oh, you bugger. Sticks with the Baz as they shoot past Liam Anfield there. And Skyjacker's getting ever closer. Big Dan a little bit more of a gap to him and Skyjacker. He's not getting the benefit of a tow at the moment, but Skyjacker is going to be starting to pick up the tow from Liam Anfield, whom has kept in the tow of Bazza and Homesick, even though they are working together. Liam's now split Homesick Alien and the Bazza up. And now Skyjacker is joining the chat. With Big Dan just behind, but there's a little distance there. If them four get into a tow train in the front there, they'll leave Big Dan behind, surely. And that looks like it's happening, although they're all going wide, three wide, coming off the final turn. And Liam Anfield leads from Skyjacker. Bazza in third. And Homesick Alien's dropped off a little bit. He's dropped off of the guys. 15 laps, remember. They've done 5 laps. Fuel's at a quarter, 3/4. Everything's fine. Big bang at the back there. Was it Madalinsky? It was. And Jokus then gets that 6th spot and runs away from his fellow Polishman. Big Dan, he's never going to catch this little clan at the front here. And it's Liam Anfield from the Baz with Skyjacker just behind. And they're coming around to complete lap 5 and start lap 6. And there was a shake there. There was a shake 3 wide virtually again. And Baz is there in the lead, Liam. And then Skyjacker just behind. Homesick Alien has now caught up with them. And Big Dan looks like he is also catching the pack. So Big Dan, he's going to be amongst the pigeons soon. And Liam Anfield leads the way. The soft tyres, it seems like it's not really making any difference around the oval here. Grip isn't the big issue. It's about speed down the straights, I guess. And the tyres don't usually affect that. So Big Dan wants to catch the crew up ahead. And if there's too much kerfuffling and shuffling around, these guys you'd think would be teaming up and pushing to get out of the battle, but they cannot. All 4 of them locked in this battle. Skyjacker's the fastest man on track at the moment. He gives Liam a little bump. to try and get himself away from Homesick Alien, who is now ahead of the Baz. And the Baz, remember, he cut his cloth here at the Virtual Racers Club on the oval. That's where he showed. He shined like a diamond. Binko in the chat saying good morning. Goodeth morning, my fellow night crawler. How are you? Big Dan then trying to catch up with the pack. Homesick Alien looking to get a move done on the Baz. The Baz caught in the toe of a Skyjacker, who's now decided to make the move on Liam Anfield. He's going for the outside, Is it a full whack corner? There's a little lift there from Liam Anfield, and that's let Skyjacker and the Baz get by. And Liam Anfield knows what he's doing, though. He probably felt that he could just sit behind these guys for a short while. I mean, we are just over halfway, and the fuel is going to be tight, I believe. If they really like neg it up a bit, we'll spin it up a bit. Homesick Alien going for a daring move by the wall and on the outside of Liam, but nothing come of it. And Liam's still stuck in the toe of the Baz, and the Baz now giving Skyjacker a little bump along the way there. And Homesick then in fourth. Big Dan still not catching that pack. He's doing 40.6s, they're doing 40.4s. It's negligible. It's barely nothing in between the lap times. He cannot cut the time down between those in front. He needs them to really get scrappy up at the front there on lap 9. I'm guessing it's going to start getting scrappier as the laps count down, and it's the Baz in the lead at the moment. Skyjacker in second, Liam Anfield in third, but Liam Anfield looking to get a move up the inside of Skyjacker. Skyjacker looked like he had a caught with the wall. Didn't quite see what happened there between Liam and Skyjacker, but it's Baz in the front with Liam Anfield in second, Homesick Alien in third, and Skyjacker now. His threat is Big Dan. Big Dan right on the case, but they could work together. If they work together, they can catch the guys up ahead. Big Dan's looking to get the move done early doors, and Skyjacker allows it. He's going to bump him. Going to bump him and try and get back in this podium battle, which Homesick was leading, but Baz has gone ahead again now. Homesick, oh, I thought his car had gone a bit sideways there. It must have been an optical illusion. But Liam Anfield is right on the case of this one, and Big Dan as well. Big Dan right there on Liam's inside, and they go round smoothly. Beautiful stuff there. Great racing. Homesick Aliens fighting for the lead, and the Toro, the Alpha Tora, is absolutely giving Homesick Alien a run for his money here, and the Bazza wants the oval. Big Dan up into third, Liam Anfield in fourth. Then we've got Skyjacker right on the case. Joker still ahead of Madalinsky. These two in their own battle. And the Baz leads from Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien, though, is he going to make his move? He's going for the inside. Baz is going to stick in the middle of the track, and he's not going to make it easy for all of those that are chasing him down. Lap 12 as they come around the final corner, and it's Homesick leading from the Baz with Liam Anfield in third, Big Dan fourth, and Skyjacker. Oh, you prats. Sorry, guys. It's not... Oh, and there's been a knock from Big Dan to Skyjacker. Skyjacker not going by and trying to give Big Dan a bit of a bump there as he sees the top three disappearing, sat on the spoiler of Baz. Well, there's no good camera angles. I'm so sorry. It's awful to look at. It's like 1990s Grand Prix racing. But it's to get a good camera of what the action's happening. He seems to need to sit on the spoiler there. Liam Anfield leads the way from the Baz. The Baz around the outside into turn one. It's lap 14 of 15. It's the penultimate lap. And the Baz leads from Liam Anfield. Homesick Alien going for a move on Liam. Liam's tyres are cooked. They are cooked. He will be having nightmares with those tyres on these final two laps. Skyjacker and Big Dan working together to catch the top three up to affect that podium. And we've got Jokus just ahead of Madalinsky, but Madalinsky is on his way. and he's giving... Oh, his fuel's tight, though. His fuel is very tight. Joker's fuel is tight as well. Bazza, then, he's got great fuel. Homesick's got good fuel. It must be because these guys have been towing each other all the way around. Their fuel isn't half as bad as the Polish drivers. We're into the final lap now. This is where it all counts. Every single corner, every single move. And it's Bazza ahead of Homesick Alien with Liam Anfield in third. Big Dan fourth. You've got to look all the way down to fourth for the championship leader. He's just got ahead of Big Dan, but Homesick Aliens, he's just poked his nose ahead of Big Bazza into the final corner, and Bazza's giving it throttles. He's giving it everything, but he cannot do it. His Homesick Alien ahead of Bazza, and Liam Anfield, take a boo, my son, rounds out that podium. My word, they battled for that in the final corner. Big Dan brings it home in fourth ahead of Skyjacker, championship contender. That's going to hurt. Jokus grabs himself. Well, he's going to grab himself. Sixth spot here. Oh, he's out of fuel. No, he's out of fuel. And last minute change to the order. And it's Madalinsky who did have the fuel just about to get to the flag. And it's Madalinsky that finishes in sixth ahead of Jokus. What a race, guys. What an absolute fabulous race. And it was Homesick Alien who... We're not going to get a shot. There you go. Wow, such crap camera angles. We got Homesick Alien there, taking the win. Never led the race, did he? He didn't. I don't think I remember seeing him actually leading that race at any point during that. He just sat behind quietly, then went in for the sniper move right there, right in the final corner. Binko saying, greetings, fellow Sun Dodger. Forgot you was back on nights. I'm knackered from this massive order we have, but I'm good. Hope you're well, mate. That's what she said. Okay, that was the sprint race. Prepare yourselves for the feature. They've got to use hard tyres, and yeah, let's have a look. Fuel's good for them top five. The Polish drivers, I don't think they were using the tow so much, and they burnt through their fuel after 15 laps. I think, what are we doing, 35 laps, was it I said? Let me peruse. I know you all want to get on with it, but I need to know. I need to know how many laps. 38 laps. All right, let's let Jokus finish. Let's Jokus crawl towards the line, trying to get anything out of that tank. And home in 7th spot. And we move on to the feature race. If I can find it. How easy is it going to make it for me? Not easy at all, of course. I think that's it. So I'm going to click on this. If you would care not to look at the screen you're looking at the moment, because they've got this horrible thing of putting the finishing results up on the page. It's ridiculous. Close your eyes. Now you can open it. Oh my god, it's dark, so we're not going to see bloody much. Hang on, I'm not ready. Holy my god, I don't want that. Look, I'm all over the shop. Still not used to doing replays, look at me. So it's the starting order. They finished. Liam Anfield was the only one to use soft tyres, remember? So he will have to use the mediums in this race, where everyone else has the option of the soft tyre. Homesick Aliens starting the race on hards. Bazza also starting on hard tyres. Liam Anfield is starting on the hard tyre. Big Dan is starting on the hard tyre. Skyjacker is starting on the hards, with Madalinsky on the hard tyre and Joker. So the whole field is starting on the hard tyre, but we know that fuel's not going to last the full 38 laps. So this is going to be interesting. Oh, it's a tight, oh, huge one there for Liam Anfield. The car just lit up the rear tyres like a Christmas tree, spun it big time, and was it Madalinsky? It looks like it was Madalinsky that took the brunt of Liam Anfield's start, and Big Dan maybe as well. Big Dan looks like he's struggling with something there. Bazza off to a lightning start there. Home Six, not a great start. He's down into fourth. Joker's lightning start. My word, it was carnage at that beginning. But Skyjacker now is the man leading the way ahead of the Baz. And I'm hoping that sun you see in the background is coming up and not going down, because the camera angles are as bad as they are. Could you imagine just looking at headlights for the next 38 laps? So Skyjacker leads from the Baz with Jokus in third. Everyone's on the hard tyre. It's even Stevens are down the field. Home Six picked up a little damage. I don't think they like the lack of grip in this evening time, with no there's just no heat in the track at all, no grip whatsoever, and they are all struggling with it. Liam Anfield now has shaken off his damage, and he's hunting himself a little bit of Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien, though, carrying that damage, lifts and lets him by. What good could come of racing him? Maybe a bit of a tow can help Homesick along the way, as he has now fixed his damage. Jokus there is in third spot at the moment, and he is going to be playing Let's Stay Ahead of Liam Anfield and Homesick Alien. Big Dan found himself down in sixth spot, and he'll be liking to catch up with the guys ahead of him, with Madalinsky as well. We saw having a lot of damage after that first, well, it wasn't even a first corner carnage, it was off the grid carnage, like Spa. Skyjacker leads the way from the Baz. Baz looking for a way by Skyjacker. These two have kind of broken away from the rest of the field as well, so nice for these guys. The rest of the field is catching up with Joker, so we will cut away, but these two look like they're just about to dice for a race, and at this point in the race, this early doors, they would be better off just helping each other out, giving each other a push and trying to get away from the rest of the field. Here's Jokus, the 41.2 last time around. Liam Anfield a 40.9, Homesick Alien a 41.0. So they're bearing down on Jokus at the moment. Jokus 41.0 that time around. And these cars are very swift, and Jokus having a scrape with the wall. That's got to help Liam and Homesick Alien close that gap on the Polish driver. But Jokus still staying ahead, and still sticking his heels in this race for that podium, as the Baz and Skyjacker get even further away, and Liam Anfield and Homesick Alien can see that win is slipping out of their fingers, with Big Dan still not catching up that clan, but he's trying as much as he can. Madalinsky is in seventh spot, and he's lost the pack, with Skyjacker and Bazza working together in unison to pull away from the rest of the guys. Lap 6 of 38, and we are truly well in to this race now, and it's starting to take shape. Jokus just trying to stay ahead of Liam Anfield and Homesick Alien. Now questions need to be asked. Do they need to save fuel? Will they save fuel? How late can they go in the race? We saw after only 15 laps, these cars can burn through their fuel without the aid of tow. And even with the aid of tow, after 15 laps, they were 3/4 of a tank through. More so. Maybe more so than 3/4. And Big Dan has caught up with the clan. And he's done what he can. So now Big Dan, Ensign Ewart sat on the tail of Homesick Alien, who sat on the tail of Liam Anfield. And I feel, after seeing the way they reacted in the sprints when they were towing each other, this is some fuel conservation going on, I believe. I believe we are now in a zone of the race where we just don't want to lose too much time on the guys. Oh, Liam Anfield, though, is going for a move on Jokus. Jokus is out wide. He's gone high. He's gone high. Liam Anfield sitting in the tow, and Jokus without anyone towing him. He might be best to let one of these by, Jokus, because all you're doing is burning fuel and punching a hole in the air for those guys. And Liam Anfield hasn't given you a bump draft yet. He hasn't got close enough, I don't think. So Joker's at the moment burning fuel unnecessarily ahead of the rest of the clan. And Skyjacker and Bazza working it. In the chat, Binks saying homesick is fuel saving, is lifting and coasting before the first corner. So Binks noticed, he didn't think anyone would, but Binks noticed that homesick alien, massive fuel saving at the moment going on. And so's Liam. Liam's got a little bit more on board than homesick alien. And Big Dan there, ooh, it's getting tight down there. Homesick finding himself in a bump draft sandwich. It looks like he's moved out of the way of Big Dan. He's let Big Dan through. About half a tank of fuel is average around here at the moment. Joker's used a little bit more. Baz is dead on half. Skyjacker's on half. That's 10 laps. That'll take them to lap 20 if they can. And then they've got 18 laps left to do. So one-stop strategy from all of these guys, it would seem. Maybe not Joker's. Joker's now slipping back. Oh, he's picked up damage. He must have hit the wall after turn one, possibly. And Madalinsky will be liking that. He'll be liking that indeedly, because he's starting to catch up. But yeah, look, without the toe, you really get through that fuel. And it might be a two-stop for the Polish drivers, as Homesick Alien doing massive fuel conservation, as is Big Dan and Liam Anfield, all three of them holding their tanks at half still. And the longer they can go, the better for them. Bazza and Skyjacker out there burning a little bit more fuel than the guys behind them, but they've got themselves a lovely amount of distance away from the pack. And Skyjacker leads this race as he does the championship up to this point. 40.1 for Skyjacker. Bazza's the fastest man on track with a 39.999. Call the police. Bazza the oval got mugged off by Homesick in the first race. That win had his name all over it. We had to weld off the heat gun off the trophy label, because we'd already engraved it with Bazza. Homesick Alien came along and nipped it off of him. But Skyjacker now getting a little gap between him and Baz. And Skyjacker now is the one that's going to be burning the fuel. Big Dan is up into third place, but he is burning through the fuel. He's decided he wants to chase those guys ahead. To hell with fuel conservation. Liam Anfield and Homesick Alien. Liam Anfield's done a wonderful job with fueling, saving that fuel, and Jokus and Medelansky are pretty much together on track, are they? No, not quite yet. Joker's sitting in Homesick Alien's toe, so maybe Jokers can save a bit of fuel, but already lap 13, and it's looking low for Jokers in that car. Homesick Alien just under half a tank of fuel. Liam Anfield's just under half a tank of fuel. Big Dan just over a quarter of a tank of fuel. Bazza just over a quarter of a tank of fuel, and Skyjacker just over a quarter of a tank of fuel. The Bazza goes through. Skyjacker wants to save. No, side by side, we're just getting a bit of formation driving here from the two Peugeot drivers. Sorry, I'll have a sip of my hot brew. And the crowd are going absolutely wild as Bazza takes the lead. I heard the cheering all around the stands. He's a crowd favourite for sure, and it's because I think he's a good-looking chap, poster boy of the VRC. Action man. It's the Baz back in the lead ahead of Skyjacker, with Big Dan in third, looking to get a podium, but he's burning through fuel, where Liam and Homesick are boxing clever with that fuel. Jokers must be coming up to his pit window. This is definitely going to be a two-stopper for Jokers here, and Madalinsky also on the rim with the fuel. And Skyjacker saying Baz is very hunky, blowing a kiss emoji from Skyjacker there. And Joker's then into the pits. Madalinsky will be following him here in, and they are on zero. They're on fumes. The Bazza leads from Skyjacker, and the Big Dan just trying to stay ahead of Liam Anfield and Homesick Alien. But their pit stops, what are they going to be aiming for? I mean, really, halfway? What's that going to be? Let me try and do quick maths. 19? Lap 19 is halfway in this race.
Push the guy in front, or use the toe to reduce the throttle input to save fuel.
So Madalinsky has gone for medium tyres. Joker's stays left the same tyres on. He's filled up, but he's left the same tyres on. We've seen that tactic before in the past, but on GT Sport, and it works for a certain amount of time, but then the tyres are just no good whatsoever. I am guessing Madalinsky with those medium tyres may catch up Jokus with the older tyres, but we will keep an eye out as events unfold. Bazza still leading the race, but he's low on fuel, and Skyjacker's getting there with Big Dan also looking ready for a pit stop in the next lap. If not this one. Is Big Dan going to throw it to the left? He does not. He stays out. Liam Anfield in the tow. He's loving it. Homesick Alien's losing the tow there, and he's not winning the fuel economy championship with Liam. Binko in the chat saying, I found ovals difficult to strategize. Pump, push the guy in front, or use the tow to reduce the throttle input to save fuel. Yes, well, Liam's got it made, because Big Dan's just cutting it. He's flying, and Liam's saving, but getting a tow. So Liam's just fallen into a lucky spot there, where the Baz is now into the pits, and Skyjacker is going alone. Big Dan's in, and Liam's come in as well, but he's going to jump Big Dan. Maybe not Baz. Baz is too far ahead. Homesick Alien stays out, even though he's on low fuel. He has stayed out. He's barely used those tyres. They might go like Jokus and not change tyres. Madalinsky's taken a bit of damage. That's not what he needs with that fight against Jokus. Skyjacker's still out there. Bazza does put his soft tyres on. He's taking the plunge. He's going for soft tyres. Skyjacker comes into the pits, and that was fuel more than anything. And that's halfway though, 19 laps. Bazza might have gone a lap too early. We'll see. And Liam Anfield then, he's gone in as well, put the mediums on, which I think, yeah, he used the softs, sorry. Did Jokus not use, did Madalinsky use soft tyres in the first race then? I missed that. I thought Liam was the only one. So Skyjacker's come in, changed tyres, back to hards. He stayed with the hard tyre. Soft tyres for the Baz. This is going to be interesting. It's going to be juicy. And Homesick is now into the pits, and Liam's passed. Liam is passed. He's got the undercut done on the set of medium tyres, and Big Dan looks like he's jumping Homesick Alien as well. Homesick Alien's leaving the pits. He's leaving the pits behind Jokus. My word, Homesick Alien has lost a lot, but he's gone later than everyone else in the race. So can that fuel take him all the way to the end? Already Jokus is down to 3/4, as his fellow countryman Madalinsky is as well. Homesick Alien, full tank of fuel. Big Dan's not far off a full tank on the racing hards as well. He opted to stay on the hard tyre. Liam Anfield onto the medium tyres. Didn't look like he quite filled up. Bazza on the softs against Skyjacker on the hards. And who can call this race? It's all over the shop. Lap 21. And the strategies are all over the place. Maybe Skyjacker thinking he's going to come in and do a quick fuel dash and soft tyres at the end. They don't have to use the option tyre. They just, as long as they use the hard tyre in the race, then that's all they need to do. And Skyjacker obviously not confident enough on those soft tyres to make it all the way to the end of the race. 19 laps, but I don't think the tyre wear has been a major issue at this track so far. Liam Anfield sitting positive in a podium place with a nice gap to Big Dan, and Big Dan, he opted for the hards, with Liam Anfield opting for the medium tyre. Homesick Alien did put the soft tyre on. He pitted behind everyone else. He's got himself past Jokus. And we missed that. I apologise. So Homesick Alien up into 5th place now, with Jokus in 6th, Madalinsky in 7th. But we think the 2 Polish drivers may have to stop again for fuel. It's going to be absolutely touch and go between Skyjacker, Bazza and Liam. Big Dan, I think he might not be able to get that fuel to last to the end. It looked like it was a struggle for him. He come in early. Liam came in early, but he had fuel to spare. It surprised me with the earliness of his stop. Skyjacker going to lap 19, which is the halfway mark, and Homesick going to lap 20. These guys will be hoping to be able to carry that all the way to the end. Lap 24's ticked over now as they start it, and Bazza all up and in Skyjacker's business out there here. Very dark Blue Moon Bay Speedway. So nice weather here as well. We haven't seen any of the weather. It was early morning, so it was dusky. And then we've gone pitch black. Didn't enjoy any of the American sunshine. So Skyjacker leads from the Baz, and Liam Anfield in 3rd, with Big Dan not far behind now. As Liam managed to got lucky and found Big Dan pushing, and he's going to do it again. Big Dan's going by, and Liam's saying, yeah, all day long, mate, all day, because Big Dan's in a hurry. He's throttling his car, he's burning through the fuel, and Liam's just going to sit in his tow and coast. Safe fuel as Big Dan pushes hard. Homesick Alien, though, he's returning to the party. He's getting closer, but he's bringing Jokus along for the fun as well. And poor Madalinsky just cannot get on the back of anyone in this pack to get himself towed up into those paces. He's 41s without the tow. He's not managing to get into those 40s. Homesick Alien, seeing the back of Liam Anfield, but he's got a bit more fuel than Liam. Not much though, not much. Big Dan again cutting a hole through the air for Liam Anfield. It's very kind of him. The Baz sitting in Skyjacker's tow, saving fuel, waiting for his moment. We've got 12 laps remaining, so there's no winning the race at this point. Oh, I'll tell you what, Baz, they're nice rims. Gotta say, Baz does choose a nice set of rims for his cars. If there was something I would put all my trust in, it would be Baz's choice of rims. I would always go with Baz's rims. Baz should start a company called Baz's Rims. So Skyjacker leads this race with the Bazza in his tow, in his wake. Fuel is nominal between the two of them. Bazza opted to go for the soft tyre, where Skyjacker went for another run on those hards. Big Dan's had a knock. Liam doesn't want to lose his golden goose. He's trying to bump him along. Big Dan hasn't got the pace. Liam Anfield being hustled by Homesick Alien, and Liam's gonna have to go by, and I imagine he didn't want to at all, because Big Dan was the golden goose for Liam Anfield, but he's got a knock on the front of his car, and he's lost a bit of downforce at the front end there. So getting through these corners at that pace must be quite tricky. Homesick Alien now gets Big Dan punching a hole for him, as Liam has to go his own way. Fleetwood Mac. Jokus, fuel's burning down. He's under a quarter of a fuel left. We've got 10 laps remaining, and Madalinsky also under a quarter of a tank of fuel left. Skyjacker leads the way, still towing the Baz around, with Liam Anfield sitting in that 3rd place with his battle with Homesick Alien, and Big Dan's dropped behind the pair of them. His car's repaired, but I think he's gone into major fuel save. He isn't that much lower than Liam and Homesick Alien, and we're thinking that half a tank is probably just about enough to get them back to the line, which makes you worry. No, Skyjacker and Bazza both on half a tank of fuel with 8 laps remaining. that should do nicely. And Bazza weighing up Skyjacker from behind. And he gives him another bump. Beautiful stuff. Working together. That gap between themselves and Liam is just never going to close. And Liam Anfield, all he can hope for now in this race is a podium, unless Homesick Alien's got. And there's a massive knock on the wall there. It's Big Dan again. Big Dan picking up a bit more damage, and Jokas needs to pit this next time around. His fuel very low, and Madalinsky also very low. So Skyjacker leads the race from the Baz, and these two are going to have an almighty battle before the end. Bazza made a mistake in that first corner though. That gives Skyjacker a little bit of resting room, and Baz has to burn a bit more fuel than he would like to get back into the tow. So yeah, the two Polish drivers into the pit lane. Big Dan has lost the pack. He's not getting any tow now. He's going to burn through fuel more than he should be. Homesick Alien a little too far off of Liam Anfield there to be getting any benefit. And there comes Jokas out onto the track. Same tyres behind Big Dan and Madalinsky. Into the racing softs. That's peculiar. I'm not sure they can do that. He's gone mediums and softs. I think there's been a misreading of the rule. So Skyjacker and the Baz locked in this battle at the moment. Just starting lap 33. Liam only just crossing the line. That's, oh no, he's not even only just crossing the line. It's a lapped car behind him. That's this. He's still not crossed the line. Now he's crossed the line. That's how far behind Liam Anfield is from Skyjacker and the Baz. Homesick Alien not quite on the tail of Liam Anfield anymore. Big Dan isn't in any kind of striking distance to Homesick Alien, with Jokas making a fresh pit stop, not for fresh tyres but putting half a tank of fuel in, as has Madalinsky, but Madalinsky's gone through all the tyres.
Lesson 101. Winking face rolling on the floor laughing.
And the Bazza in the chat saying good evening and welcome to tow lesson 101. Winky face and laughing rolling. So Skyjacker then leads lap 34. These two are going to have to make a decision on who's going to win this race, and not let Homesick Alien do it on the final corner again like he did the last time around, but I just don't think there's a chance of that. Liam looks like he's got the podium all wrapped up. We've got really the only racing here is Bazza and Skyjacker, and I think the trigger has been pulled, and now these two are going to go for it with 3 laps remaining. And Skyjacker leads from the Baz on the soft tyre. If it brings him anything in the corners, this is where he wants to really start using it, with Skyjacker trying to make that vision as wide as he possibly can. And it's lap 35 as they come crossing the line to start lap 36. And the Bazza looks like he's going to go for the move up the inside. And Skyjacker thinks all day long, still got a few laps to get that one back. Just got to stay with you, stay in the tow. But will the tyres help the Baz? Can he pull away? Can he break the tow? Can he get that win? Can he be Barry the Oval Twins again? Skyjacker right there, all up and in his business. Skyjacker's got a championship to think about. Although great friends are with the Baz, there is no way he would concede a win just for Baz's ego. So Skyjacker hard at it. Liam Anfield safe in the knowledge that Homesick Alien is just nowhere near him. And it was staying out longer, it seems, hurt Homesick, but Liam did get a good tow off of Big Dan in the first part of the race. Big Dan down there, Ensign Ewart, down in the 42s, he is fuel conserving. He is saving fuel, and that might give Oh, it's a long way away. Joker's an opportunity to run up to behind him. Joker's doing 40.9s. Big Dan's in the 42.2s. You tell me. Now they're in. White flag situation. It's a white flag situation. And Skyjacker and Bazza cross the line to start the final lap. And now it's gloves off. He wants the win the most. Skyjacker leads from the Baz, and they're trying to go side by side all the way around. The Baz's tyres a little bit more worn than Skyjacker's, but still a partly worn set of softs should be better than a half-baked set of hards. And I don't think Baz is going to be able to find a way through. He's got to do what Homesick did to him in the final corner. He's got to save it. He's got to save it. It's all about saving it. And he's around the outside at the moment. Skyjacker's got that inside line as they come down onto the final corner. It's Baz in the lead. It's Baz in the lead as they head towards the line. And it's Bazza. It's Bazza. It's Bazza. And Skyjacker gets second place with Homesick Alien. Whoa. Liam ran out of fuel. And Homesick Alien rounds out the podium. Jokers has crossed the line, sorry, as Homesick Alien comes around. And I think that's Madalinsky right in front of him. Yeah, it was. To take third spot, take a boo, my son. Big Dan to even more pain for Liam Anfield. Gets by and gets himself fourth spot as Liam Anfield limps his way home. Poor Liam, that's just harsh. Bazza getting himself that elusive win in the Vision tournament. What a great comeback. Got pole position for the sprint race. Only just lost out on the win from Homesick Alien's slyness up the inside of the final corner. And I didn't have the confidence in him to take the win from Skyjacker in this race. But my God, did Bazza show us up and prove us wrong by going forth and taking the sexiest looking car on the grid and crossing the line first. Amazing driving from the Baz. Skyjacker, cracking job, takes away the fastest lap and so a good handful of points on his competitors in the championship, being Homesick and Miyumi, who wasn't here, on home soil as well. Strange. Homesick Alien grabbing that podium. Is it by luck or just he was canny with his fuel? We could say he was probably more canny than Liam was with his fuel. And he deserved a great podium there. Big Dan threw everything at it, got himself fourth place in the end. Liam Anfield just asked the car to do a lap too many and paid the price by losing 2 positions and losing a podium. Certain podium. So Liam Anfield kicking himself, most likely. Jokus and coming in 6th spot. Don't think he was ever likely to catch up Liam Anfield, unfortunately. But he was giving it a good go. And Big Dan, because Big Dan was having to run slower laps. Although in the end there he was doing 40s again. So he must have found that his fuel wasn't as bad as it should have been. Liam never slowed down, look. He just never slowed down. He didn't care. 40.3. He could have gone into the 41s for the last 3 or 4 laps. He could have slowly let Homesick catch up with him. But he didn't. He just floored it. So Liam Anfield ran out of fuel and lost the podium. Dropped down to 5th. Joker 6th. Madalinsky 7th. That's everyone in it. And back to Bazza. Oh, we've got to have a better shot than that, surely. God almighty, this is such a crummy aspect thing. There you go, you look at his head float. So that was the Virtual Racers Club VGT Season 5 Round 4 at Blue Moon Bay Speedway, the Tri-Oval, whatever it's called. Next stream will be GT4s, the GT4 Championship at Nordenschleife. Yes, you heard me right, we barely ever go there, and I think we're going there. It's the Nordenschleife. However you want to say it. And then the stream after that will be a brand new series, and that's all I'm teasing you with. It's a new season of a returning series, and it's got me excited. And then after that, the VGTs will be going around. I'll tell you where they'll be going around. I looked just now as well. Oh, Red Bull Ring. So, yes, we'll be seeing them around Austria. Beautiful stuff. Thank you for joining me on this, if you joined me on the live stream, but thank you for watching this. And like and subscribe. And, be good to each other. I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Anita Bang. Thank you for joining us here at the Virtual Racers Club. Oh, hang on. There's Skyjacker, thank you thingy. Stuck in for the whole lot. Wowzers. Bless you all. This is less than an hour. They're usually about an hour and 15 minutes. This one was like 50 minutes. It's short, isn't it? Because it's an oval. Should I talk about something? No, I'm going to let you all get on with your day. Peace and love. Peace.